Oh, we have a grand old tree to work on today. Look at this beauty. This is called a Quercus lobata. It's one of our native valley oaks that we have. It is a member of the white oak family. They get huge and they get very, very wide spreading. This tree is just leafed out. I'd say 3 to 4 weeks ago this thing was completely bare and all the foliage on here is brand new. So our job today is primarily just take out those dead bits all the way around. Fortunately, it's on a corner, so we will be able to get a bucket truck over there to get some of these outside pieces, because I don't know how else we would be able to climb that. We can put a fruit ladder up there and get some of this stuff with the pole saw, maybe the pole saw with the extension. And that one way up there, we may not be able to reach that with the bucket at all, so we might have to do a little bit of climbing. That'll be fun. And at the same time, we're going to do a bit of work on this live oak. You know, one of the most dangerous parts of our job is working in traffic. And we've got a location here which is especially difficult because a couple things. We've got a hillside here, and many of the cars come flying up the hill so they can get plenty of momentum up here. And we narrow down to a small spot. The road is almost narrowed down to 1.5 lanes, but it's amazing how many people just come flying up here and don't even bother to stop. Got this tree work ahead sign. We used to have one that said men working in trees, then Lucy got upset at us, so we changed that. Gotta be fair. We've also got a road over on this side where people come flying down to go to work, come flying down off the mountain. So figuring out the best way to situate the cones and keep track of all the traffic is really difficult. And then we got to be careful of all the stuff that's going to be falling on the road. So timing is really important. Dealing with all the cars at the worst time of the day. Right now when people are dropping off to school, it is about the worst time of the day. But we're just got to wing it. Somebody's got to be watching cars almost the whole day. And that person ended up being me. I managed the sign all day long. And I tell you, working with cars is frustrating because a lot of times they don't pay attention to you. Here, Kalen took it for a while and he didn't like it either. But you know, you got to do what you got to do in these jobs. And number one is you've got to be safe. You've got to protect all the stuff on the property, but you've also got to make sure that when you're working with traffic, you don't cause an accident. You know, because you're putting the truck out there and because you're putting all the cones out there, you're narrowing down the road. And you've also got to remember that the boom of the truck oftentimes sticks out into traffic. We had so many garbage trucks come up here. There must have been 8 or 10 garbage trucks that drove by. And a big rig would take out the end of your boom if you're not careful. So we also had a cemetery right across the street, and sure enough, a funeral came in. So every part of this job just kept, from all directions, the traffic kept coming. The worst part of it really was the traffic coming down the hill, because Bowman Road is a mountain community with hundreds of real high-end homes, and people with real high-end sports cars come flying down the road and they think they've got a special right to go faster than anybody else, and they don't like to be slowed down. This was kind of interesting. Jorge got the bucket in a real tight spot to get over to the other part of the tree. Positioning the bucket, positioning the truck is really critical. And on top of that, we had people, we had bicycles, we had mothers with strollers, we had everything imaginable. So my job was a lot harder than I thought. And here's the final product. Took about 3.5 hours.